Hi Libra, welcome to your reading for February 2021. I was going to say 12. Oh my. You may want to check back in 2012 what you were doing. Anyways, welcome. As many of you know, I have many Libras in my life that I love. My nephew is on the 24th of September. He's right on the cusp of Virgo and Libra. I'm a Virgo and I can see a lot of me in him. Whether he likes that or not, I think it's a good thing. We have my beautiful granddaughter on October 14th, Lily, and she's now a teenager. Crazy. And then my sister, who is on October 15th, that is Sean's mother. She is crossed over, but she is with us all the time. So I always feel her energy, especially in your reading. So I want to welcome everyone. This is Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. You may have planets in the sign of Libra. You were just intuitively guided to the reading, and you don't know why. Hang on, you'll find out, I'm sure. That means your guides were nudging you. Or you're here looking over a Libra, and just know if that's the case, your guides know you're here, so be open to receiving a little yourself. Okay, so we're going to start with the Mother Mary Oracle deck. I've been using this the last 2 months as our first card, and then we'll read it at the end, but I feel like the importance of it being in the beginning of the reading, it always brings us some type of clarity. So, we're in the middle of a nor'easter right now where I'm at, but I have to tell you, I love it. It doesn't affect me. I don't need to leave the house. It reminds me of when I used to have to leave the house to go to work and had to deal with the weather. Now, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Alright, we have signs. This is a great card to get in your reading because right off the bat, it's saying that, you know, what you're thinking about, what you want to create, whatever it is, that, you know, Divine is hearing you. Divine knows that and is responding to that, giving you the signs. And then just, you need to trust in those signs, though. So anyways, what a great card to have. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heavenly continuously sends. I should have just read the card, huh? Alright, so we'll leave it in the reading. We'll read the card at the end, and now we're going to bring in the Tarot of Dreams. You guys know that my cards are always pre-shuffled. You know, the reading itself may take an hour, but there's much that goes into it before it and much that goes into it after. And I'm saying that because it's the time I'm just thinking about you as I'm just shuffling my cards. Feels a little dark in my room. I don't know why, unless I have an overlight bulb out. Could be the snow. Alright. Let's bring about the story. Well, looks like it wants to be told right away. Okay. We have the Seven of Swords. Well, first of all, that tells you if there's, you know, anyone around you who you can't trust. Divine certainly tried to let you know. There's signs given if there is just someone around you, or you're, you know, it's almost a, I feel like what it's like trusting your intuition over something that you may be thinking, you may be thinking, hey, there's something about that I don't trust, or something in it. Um, it's like a crossroads, but I feel like divine is saying, we're sending you the signs. So that can be the red flags. And what you do with it is going to have to be up to you. But let's see. Oh, with the Two of Cups, that guy in the Seven of Swords is looking right back at that Two of Cups. We have the World card. Interesting. We have the Two of Wands. So we have the Two of Cups, and we have the Two of Wands. Two twos surrounding the world energy. The world is about a new beginning. Think of it as a brand new world, right? That type of thing. It's the ability to walk through the portal to wherever this next journey is about to take you. Two of Wands tells me it's at the beginning of it. This is so beautiful. If the Seven of Swords just wasn't there, but it is there. And there may be someone that you are interested in, that you are feeling quite a connection to. And that Seven of Swords can be something that has remained from the past, right? So, where I have a hard time trusting love, right? And if that is the case, then it's showing you how you're allowing your past to influence what your future can be. And again, if I just took that energy out, I have the world. First of all, the world is the beginning of something new. But right next to it's the Two of Cups, so that's a soulmate energy. We know that. Beside that, we have the Two of Wands. So this is giving it real consideration. Yet, okay, well, let's see what comes under it. Look at this, faith. Interesting. So this is the Hierophant. Heart of Taurus. But I feel like faith is the right word here. So this faith is coming right under the Seven of Swords. So I do feel like this is a past tense energy that has followed you. I feel like there is a new opportunity in, we could say love, or we can just say a real partnership, some type of real partnership, but it requires your faith in it. So the Hierophant says, where's your self-belief system at? And I'm getting this, I have to say it, sometimes we blame divine for giving us this ridiculously hard type of energy, and some of it divine is saying, don't blame me, my child, don't blame me. This is man-made. It's man-made. And I feel like that's why signs is your major card, right? Mother Mary. Mother Mary takes care of all of her children, and we are her children. So we can always trust that advice. That's what I feel. Anyway. He is in the prayer position, and again, it can be just asking for clearing over this past energy of not being able to trust, let's just say. Okay, let's continue. We have the Nine of Cups coming under the Two of Cups. Look at this. We have the Ten of Pentacles. First time this card has come out since I've received them. They're brand new. I've seen the Ten of Pentacles, but in other decks. This is the first time in this deck coming right under the world. Wow. First of all, the Ten of Pentacles to me talks about stability. And it's interesting that I have the Nine of Cups, and in the Nine of Cups, I must have to show you this guy. This is someone who's enjoying, let's say, being single. They're enjoying all that the cups can bring, right? Normally, this is about feeling good in one's own skin, but, you know, do we stay too long? And I feel this may be talking about someone else. Because I almost feel like who's ever in this Nine of Cups where I'm enjoying life, right? You know, if this was like a relationship is going right now, I feel like one would be saying, listen, we need to take this, you know, to a commitment, or we need to work together. We need to think more about our finances and our foundation. Um, you know what I mean? It's like time to bring that into the relationship. If these people are not together, I feel like someone here, and maybe both, um, though I know that I feel like a little bit of this non-trusting energy is on you. Um, anyway, I feel because the Two of Cups is above the Nine of Cups, that each of you come to this place. And for you, it may be when I see the pattern of how I keep pulling something into my future, my next relationship. Because this is a Ten of Pentacles, I feel like it does take, it's worth taking a moment and thinking about what am I dragging with me? Because the Ten of Pentacles to me feels like eternity. And what's before that, the Nine of Cups, you know, I feel like I'm coming free and clear, right? I'm not holding on to guilt, lies. You know, I am who I am. So anyway, let's keep going. We have, look at this, the High Priestess coming under this Two of Wands. So Two of Wands, again, like, maybe I just will say yes. Maybe I am starting, maybe I feel like I'm feeling, maybe I'm seeing the signs. Again, all beautiful cards, except for one. But the Seven is about spiritual wholeness. So sometimes it takes someone a moment to get there, right? We can get there before them. You know, until someone's ready, then they're ready. It's like, I don't know. Anyway. All right, I have another card in my hand. I have the Five of Wands. You know, it's like this line is speaking of your past. To me, that's how I'm feeling it right now. But let's talk about the Five of Wands, because I feel like, you know, it's like I'm praying about being able to cut the past energy away, not to have to live in that type of energy anymore, right? Right, I just, you know, I'm not asking for a lot. I don't want to see this anymore in my life. And I feel like your prayers are being answered. However, then I also feel like it's saying, but it also includes a realization for you. And that realization is you were part of the resistance. Now, that in no way means you were part in someone else being untrustworthy. Your energy may have kept you into something longer. You know, sometimes we give someone the title of a soulmate who doesn't earn that title. Let them earn it. You know what I mean? Don't assume it. Because the beginning of the chemistry between two can feel similar. But still, I feel like, you know, like allowing them to earn it. And then remembering that you also have to earn that type of energy coming in. So anyways, I feel like the Five of Wands is just about, because it's mirroring effect. It's people mirroring each other. It is of an ego type energy. And it's like no one wants to be the one to say, you're right, I'm wrong, that type of thing. It's almost like a battle that would just keep going on and on and on and on and on and on because it doesn't feel like there really comes closure. But there's something in that energy. So, and then we think of the five. Five asks for change, right? We need to change that energy, or change is coming. Are we going to move with it? So anyways, I like that faith is between that energy, because I feel like it's just a little bit of self-awareness, but also the ability to cut that energy. I just kind of don't feel like the person in the Seven of Swords up there, even though he's looking at that Two of Swords, he doesn't feel like he is part of it. It's almost like he is the only thing that is leaving the picture. Everything else is here, front, center. And he is like on his way out. He's even going the wrong way, right? He's not going out like towards the future. He's like, so there's something within that energy that has not been learned. And I almost feel like that energy is going back to repeat itself, and just be careful that you're not the one that keeps getting pulled in for them to learn a lesson that they're just not ready to learn. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, I don't want to be part of your cycle here. This is your cycle. I'm moving on. I feel like divine is giving you the way. And then here we have the Nine of Cups again, moving into the Ten of Pentacles. So, maybe it isn't you yourself even taking a moment and just enjoying, especially if you just left some tough energy, and just kind of enjoying yourself, your freedom, the ability to come back to you again. Maybe that's when your faith system really starts coming to fruition, right? Because the next movement is one that is like going to be rooted in time. That's how I feel with the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like it's something that's rooted in time, and often lately I'm getting like, it's your story. It's almost like, the story of your awakening or your realization, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like for some of you, what it is you're realizing that you keep getting pulled into someone's cycle, but you're kind of allowing it at the same time. Right? And it's like a repeated, and it doesn't feel like it'll ever end until they themselves, and I don't feel like you're here to be their teacher. I feel like you're kind of getting pulled into it. Almost pulled into their karmic lesson. And I feel like, if you felt that way, it's like either my words or just the way you've been feeling is to free yourself from it, right? You can't make someone learn what they aren't ready to learn. And maybe sometimes us continuing to jump in with them stops them from learning, right? So we think we're being dedicated or what have you, but in the same time, I don't know, like, it reminds me of me a little bit, like me as a mother. I was very overprotective, and then, as I got older, I wondered, like, was that the right way to be? Should I have given, like, more freedom? And, I don't think I was that bad. Anyway, okay, let's keep going. We have the wheel. Wow, so we have a lot of tens. We have the Knight of Cups. And I have to say, do I love that? First of all, it's coming next to the wheel. Something that's part of your destiny. What's above it is the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Coins. this tells me, even though it's coming from water, that this is something that could possibly be rooted in time. For some of you, here enters the soulmate. Here enters, it's interesting. It's like the soulmate comes first, and then the portal opens up. And usually it's the portal opens up, and then the soulmate comes. Now, I'm wondering if some of you are feeling that, like you're feeling that energy, because down here is where we have the actual cup itself coming to you. What else do I have? Well, look at this. And then we have the Palace of Swords. So it's interesting, I'm getting the Palace cards, which are only in this deck. And for what I understand, it means that this is the atmosphere that you are working towards, or the type of environment you'll be in. So let's talk about it for a second. So it's of swords, so it's unique, first of all. And you are able to be your own unique self. It's like back here, I was someone else. Back here, maybe I kept wearing these masks. Maybe I felt like I had to. Whatever it is. And I feel like your guides are like, but sweetie, we've been sending you the signs all along. Almost like this is not your responsibility. They are not so much your responsibility. But whatever. I feel like, what was I talking about? Oh, so over here, I'm in the energy of just like, can I trust anything that someone says? Can I trust anything that anyone says? Are they going to, he looks like he's stealing. Are they going to take my heart? Are they going to take, there's no way they're taking your money. I can tell you that, because, you are very solid here. It's like once you get over this one little hump, you're very solid. So I feel like as you're moving through this spread, there's no way that this beginning energy could exist in where you end up. Because here, again, I feel like in some way, wearing a facade, creating a facade, but partly for myself. But over here, this is you truly, and by the way, the High Priestess is right next to that, or right above this. This is you, this is you trusting your intuition like never before. It's almost like all of a sudden you start pay attention to the signs, and you're amazed at how quickly things happen, how quickly the next sign comes. Kind of like the amazement of that. But you're living in a period where, the world appreciates you, for who you are. It reminds me of someone who, like, maybe at one time wore a ton of makeup and always thought about, had to be dressed to the nines. And then down here, it's like, you know what? No makeup. It's almost like I'm talking about myself. Down here, no makeup. Just very raw and who I am type of thing. But anyway. So with with the Knight of Cups coming right into this atmosphere. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. We have the Moon, card of Pisces. This is a shadow. Right? This is operating out at night. What's ever done in the dark, though, must come to the light. Will come to the light. What's ever done in the dark will come to the light. Okay. With Five of Swords underneath that, so, that's about being around toxic energy. Some of you, you might be connected to someone. Maybe you're not living together, but maybe, in some way you're connected, and something is just telling you that something is wrong. And I almost feel like, like they're kind of a smooth talker. They're able to talk their way out of it. But I hate to say this, at the same breath, I feel like you're allowing yourself to be somewhat naive because you're feeling it. And again, I kind of don't feel these two people are together. I feel like they're apart. But this may be someone like I let them go, and then boom, they want me back, and then they pull me back into their lower way of living, right? Because they see nothing wrong with it. You're dreaming higher, right? But this isn't new. This is something you've always, dreamt high. You are a dreamer, but then you're a mover on that. So I feel like kind of being swamped back there for a while. Um, okay. Bottom line is, I think your gut is giving you the answer. Now you have to just make the choice. Well, look at this with the Nine of Wands with the Two of Pentacles. So here I am saying, maybe you just need to make a choice. Well, here you are. That is that energy. First of all, I like it that it's coming from the Two of Pentacles, because this isn't me in my head, like getting lost in my head trying to make a decision. This is me trying to make a logical decision. Is this the way I want my life? Do I want this in my life? And it's interesting that he's holding two pentacles. It's like one pentacle belongs to the past, one to the future. Well, what's to the future? The Two of Cups, a soulmate energy. So, you're standing at the gate, and but you're standing there strong. Because it has to be your choice. What's behind that is the Nine of Wands. So what that tells me is much of your journey has been about building your character and who you are and what you will become. The Nine of Wands reminds me of someone who has been through a lot and still stands strong, right? Can break. Don't get me wrong, can break. But gets back up. And, I feel like when you're in that energy, you're understanding that, you don't walk alone. You have spirit right with you, right? You are spirit. So the Nine of Wands to me represents just everything, every journey that I've gone through and that I've overcome. And, it reminds me of someone who will work hard for what they want. This is built up though, right? This is energy that is built up. I'm learning this as I go. So it just feels perfect coming over that energy the way that I'm feeling it. Okay, let's keep going. It's like your spirit guides are behind you. They always have been. And it's like, we've been giving you the signs. But in the same breath, you have to learn the lessons yourself. And when you do, it's a great thing. And, when we do, that's when we usually find our love. It's funny, what I was just thinking is how, if you take United States government, and if you look at the presidents, like, there's usually, like there's a Republican party. And then, after the Republican, boom, there's a Democrat. It's like we want this, but we only want it so much, and then the other part speaks up. It's just like the flow. Okay, we have the Four of Swords coming over the Two of Cups. Excuse me. So that's praying over it, which is exactly what I felt down here, right? Praying, praying for the healing, praying for not just my heart but my mind. But in the four, and you know, and you receive that, and you will receive that. You have to ask, you have to seek it, and you will receive it. But even the Four Swords reminds you that there's, you know, one element within these three swords that have pierced you, and that is your own sword. And that can be, did I, you know, did I fall into their cycle? It's almost like there's so many circles here where I could see you just like, whoops, slipping in. Um, and did I become what I did not like in them? Interesting. Anyway, but here it is. Like, here's the healing. Here's the clarity. And then the Nine of Cups. I feel like there's the cutting of the ties. So if there's ties that you need to cut, pray about it. And demand it. You know, I cut ties to this type of energy, but then you got to live it. Doesn't mean it won't pop up, but when it pops up, you know, you're in a higher energy. It pops up. It's like a little black mark. You see it. You see it right away. And you can sweep it out the door or allow it to sit there and grow. Anyway. Okay. Look at this. We have the World coming over the world. You know, it kind of makes sense because right next to it is the Two of Cups, two people, two soulmates, meant to be, part of destiny. Both could have gone through different types of journeys, those similar situation type things. I find that very interesting, and I feel like it's almost like, you know, you're praying for that, and saying praying for that, I feel like even moving into the energy of it, because I do feel like there is a moment in time where it's almost like you need to be by yourself, um, and it's temporary. It's very temporary, but I feel like you need to experience that. You may be someone who's been tied to someone or different people for a long period of time, and there may be something important in that just moment in time where you are by yourself. So anyway, okay, well, what's next? We have the Queen of Cups coming over the Two of Wands. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. For some of you, I'm sure that's what it is. But, you know, Queen of Cups comes to the table. When you're a queen or a king, you know, you've gone past like the princess stage where you're just learning. I'm learning about love, right? I'm probably getting my heart hurt many times, and I'm learning about it. Queen of Pentacles has learned that lesson. She's in the upright. She comes to the table, loving love, right? She knows the importance of love. Doesn't mean if you don't want love that you know you won't have happiness. No, this is someone though who does want to be in love. It's interesting. I'm seeing these two little white doggies. Look at them. I mean, they're just adorable. Like thinking like a Lapso Apso. Is that a name of a dog? But they're adorable. So, anyways, I feel like for some of you, this is you saying, "I'm going to give love a chance." I'm going to give love a chance. I'm going to follow something. I'm going to follow this feeling that I have. I'm going to follow it. I feel like the Queen of Cups is someone who maybe would prefer to be in a relationship, but I have to tell you, I feel this Queen of Cups here is someone who needed to learn what am I trying to say? needed to learn to be alone, maybe. I feel like because it may have moved someone to become like more financially stable within themselves, right? Something within that energy. That may just be a small amount, but I'm definitely feeling that. Okay. We have the Hangman. So the Hangman's coming over faith. It makes sense, right? The Hangman's seeking wisdom. Well, it shows us right away what kind of wisdom he's seeking. It is within his belief system, his religion, whatever it is, his higher ups, his higher self. This is where someone is taking that moment and looking at their faith again. It's interesting that it's also signs is right above that. For some, I'm waiting for the signs. I'm starting to believe in the way that I'm learning the world works. So when I see the sign this time, I'm going to take it. I'm going to follow it. We have, look at this, the Seven of Swords coming over that Nine of Cups. It's almost like here comes this person again. Here comes this person again. It's almost like he's trying to come in now and give you what was taken. Do I trust it? Wow. Right below him is the wheel. So there's a chance I'm doing this again, right? There's a chance. No wonder the Hangman is here, because I also feel you praying over it, and you are waiting for the sign. So I'm sorry, but I don't want to say I don't like this person, but it's almost like, you let them go, then they want you. You give yourself, then they don't want you. So you let them go, and then they want you. So you give yourself, and then they don't want you. And that's just the way it keeps going. So somewhere, someone needs to draw a line in the sand. And I feel like that is you, drawing the line. Now, this person may be coming back with good intentions, but can I just tell you, I feel like almost like this one has burned its course. Like it's like, I'm thinking of like Mission Impossible, and they light that like the rope, dun 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 dun. When will the explosion happen? Anyway, so boy, do I like seeing the Hangman right there. Ultimately, this is your choice, your decision. But I feel like intuitively, you already feel better. Even if you're carrying sadness and confusion around because of it, there's still something within you where it feels better. So anyway, let's just say that I feel like this person's coming back. He's not bringing everything that he's taken. He's only bringing some. It's like he's still hoarding some for himself. So what does that tell you? It may mean a third of what he speaks is truth, and the rest is not. Okay. We have the Hermit over this 10 of Pentacles. It's a lot of strength in that energy. That is your foundation, and that is your spirituality. And they are together. It's like they are together in this battle. I feel like if you have this energy coming back to you, you have the opportunity to, so rise above it that it's almost like they know they can't They can't stick around because there's no way, right? Like you're at the top of the ladder, you're there at the bottom. I don't know. I just find this very powerful. And I feel like in the Hermit, the Hermit, you're seeking the light. You're seeking your next step. It's interesting because he's shining the beacon of light forward. Many times he's sitting with it, right? He's seeking the light. He's seeking answers, spiritual answers, right within. Sometimes I'm seeking my own deep knowledge, and I find it a beautiful energy. It's taken that moment and thinking about you and your soul. It's right next to the high priestess, and his beacon is shining right on that. So, here it is. I feel like here's the energy of potential soulmate coming in. Um, but at the same breath, for some of you, someone also may be wanting to try it again. And, you know, you do what you want. Um, but I feel like it's the saying, have a very clear mind here. Um, why? Because I feel like your future is so much brighter than your past. And I feel like sometimes you keep getting pulled in cycles that you can close, right? The only reason some things are still open is because you yourself have not closed them. Divine is like, I'm done with it. Your spirit guides are like, we're done with it. But you ultimately have to close that door. Um, and I feel like, whatever signs you're asking for, you're getting them. You're getting them. And are you trusting them? Let's see, we have a card here. Look at this. We have the Six of Swords. So, yes, you're trusting it. Six of Swords is beautiful energy because the Six of Swords, I feel like for those who you have someone coming back to try it again, I don't think you're doing it. Because Six of Swords, I'm leaving what is toxic to me, that which I have created and that others have created. It's not an instant type of thing, but you keep your focus forward, and you know you get a lot of momentum there. You get a lot of signs, and you end up in places where you get like, oh, thank God I left that. Six of Swords is about heading towards calmer waters, and it's a promise. Learn to drop the swords. You'll drop them as you go. Um, but there is, and why is there calmer water? Because you're moving towards more soulmate energy. Just because they refuse to learn a lesson doesn't mean you refuse to learn a lesson. And they're probably two completely different lessons. And I feel like what this is saying for you, because it's about you, is you don't need to stay in that energy anymore. Your prayers have been heard and they're being answered in the form of signs. These signs are deep. These are signs that you have to trust. It's almost like I know that you know it, but now you have to trust it, right? And then make movement in it. And I feel like the Two of Wands under here is exactly what you're doing. And your intuition is strong. Like I feel strong. It is strong. And then under that is the Knight of Cups. And this is, remember, a knight is being sent by the king or the queen to complete a mission. And this knight will complete its mission or it will die. And that's how I look at the knights in in tarot. I just do. And he's looking right at the wheel, and this feels like a very destined time. It's almost like a reward for some of the bullshit, that was in your life. But listen, you've got to come to the table ready to have yourself open, right? That in no way means you're naive. And that's something we may need to learn. Just because I'm open to love doesn't make me naive. Because if the wrong one tries to cross my line, my guides have got my back. I will know immediately, right? I have that wisdom now. And within that wisdom, I am free to love, if that is what shows on my path. And listen, and why? Because you're living in a much more realistic, present moment type energy. And therefore, I feel like it puts you in your best energy. Look what's opening up. Okay, let's get our last cards. This is pretty deep. I hope it's received the way it's meant. I just trust that. I don't even know why I said that. Maybe not today, but eventually it will, because who's meant to hear it, I know will hear it. All right, we have the Ten of Swords. Wow. That's a long time getting swords put in my back. These are swords that keep coming in my back. In my back. Right? Almost like they don't have the guts to put him in my front. So they stab me in the back. Five of Wands is saying you had a part in that. You had a part in that. Don't judge yourself over that. Just know that what that person, that energy allowed you to do is not normally, right? I mean, we all have dark and we all have light. And that's just the way it is. And we try to find that balance. That's all that's asked of us. And we find that balance and we trust the signs. Doesn't mean that all challenges are gone. What it means is you see them for what they are. And when you can see them for what they are, man, it's like, what used to be a mountain now is a molehill. And trusting that. There's a lot of past energy that just feels like it was against you. And that's all I can say. Let's keep going. Well, we have the Seven of Wands. Wow. That's defending yourself. Defending oneself. Whether that be you or them. It's interesting I keep going back to this person. I thought we cut him out. Or her. But yet, here they are. And maybe this is more you having all these realizations. Because we have the wheel. And again, there's some difficult energy around this wheel. So I could see where it could try to pull you back in. However, if we add this energy in, this energy doesn't stand a chance against this energy. So, I simply feel like this is saying, see yourself within certain relationships. See where it allowed you to take yourself. It may just be in the words that I chose to use. And it might be because they drove me freaking nuts, right? It's not, I don't feel like there's no judgment. This is only about what can I do that if I happen to come across this energy again, I can be much stronger. I can see it for what it is, and I can eliminate the process. And it is about being aware. It's about trusting signs that are coming to you. It's telling yourself that you deserve better. And it is then allowing yourself to move into better type energy. Right? Listen, I'm not saying that I'm closing myself off to love, but I am certainly closing myself off to this type of energy. Right? If I don't know. And the reason why I feel like this, like night and day, because I feel like we have soulmate energy coming in, and I feel they're coming in and very light type happy. There's a lot of happiness around that. And then you have this energy of the past that, um, wasn't trustworthy, um, that tries to pull you back in, right? So, and they may be happening at the same time. I don't know. And then I'm seeing the moon over here, which really does cast a shadow. But that's all right. The Hermit's going to find the light, period. And two world cards. So this is about two people who are entering into, let's say, the next chapter. In the next chapter, it's saying, don't allow your past to stop you from being open to all that can be, right? Begin at the beginning. She's on the Two of Wands. Begin at the beginning. She has, let those swords become the past, and now this is moving into much calmer waters, and your intuition is on fire. Look at this. We have the Ten of Wands. So, damn it. And then we have beautiful, the Chariot. So, here we go. Ten of Wands. This is where, um, I don't know. Someone may be doing it again. And I feel like, you do it again, you're now going to come out to the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands, I feel like I have a responsibility. Doesn't mean I really do, but I feel that this is what you put on your own back. Um, and the Seven of Swords is right above that. I often feel in the Ten of Wands, I am looking for the Tower. I'm looking for the universe to come in and shake me up enough where I don't have a choice but to move out of this energy. Okay, but anyway, then you have the Chariot. So the Chariot, when a Chariot shows in a reading, it shows as a reward. It shows because there's balance. And I feel like the Hermit with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles and other cards here, that this is talking about a very rooted time in your life. This may be for the rest of your life. Some of you may find yourself in some way becoming a teacher. Now, that doesn't mean a teacher in necessarily in school, but in some way you find yourself as the teacher, and if you allow it, it feels very natural, very natural. Um, and I feel like why are you becoming the teacher? Well, because you have been the student. You have been the student, and now you're gaining the wisdom of the teacher. So, anyways, here is the Chariot. And the Chariot is about masculine and feminine being balanced. Now, normally that's within ourselves, but I feel like this is also talking about, in general, masculine becoming balanced within his life and feminine becoming balanced within her life. Because it is also coming over the Knight of Cups. So, this is about when this cup truly comes to you. And I feel like what it's saying with the Chariot on it, that as this proposal or this cup, and this is what's coming, this has nothing to do with someone who has treated me like shit. I'm telling you, this is about what's coming. Even if it's from someone of the past, it's not this person. Um, and nor do I think it should be, but that's got to be up to you. So, anyways, Divine saying this is, this Chariot can be taken anywhere, right? To the highest. Um, you can make it whatever it is you want to make it. Remember, in the Chariot, she's not controlling the reins. It's almost like mind control. Connected to the Hermit. I don't know if I said that's a card of Virgo, but I probably should. But here's the Hermit, which is also connected to the world. But the two world cards, and the Chariot is heading right for the Palace of Swords. Right? So I feel like that's where it's landing. And I have a card over here, and I have the King of Pentacles. Interesting. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Maybe that's why I said earlier, this is Virgo. Maybe because for some of you, it kind of feels like opposite energy. It just kind of feels like opposite energy. So I feel like you're heading, some of you are at that crossroads. And I don't know. I don't know if I can take it any further because I feel like a lot of this is your own awareness and allowing yourself to have full awareness and therefore living in the present moment. I don't mind that the Hangman is here over, again, the Faith card as it represents someone, I feel like, of the past. But this is someone, again, who, I feel like had no problems putting those swords in my back. They had no problem with that, right? The only time they have a problem is if I decide, and maybe I have threatened to leave, but have not, right? And every time I decide to leave, well, all of a sudden, they have a change of heart. But what they're saying and what they're bringing to the table isn't all of them. It's showing me that. It is not all of them. Even if I say I'm giving you my all, it's showing us that they are not. They're giving you a piece. It may be just what you need at that moment. And I don't mean to keep harping on this person, but truly, this person is not learning their own lesson. There's a lesson in their lifetime, it's in their DNA that they have to solve. And, they're just not there yet. They're just not there yet. That doesn't mean this person doesn't turn around 20 years from now and be a totally delightful person. But right now, they're in a time loop. And I feel like this is about, it's up to you, but, are you going to get pulled in that time loop again? I don't feel like you need to. I just don't. I don't feel like you should allow this person or, whoever they are to influence what you think about love, what you think about commitment. Like, don't start thinking that no one can be true because that is untrue. That is untrue. It just so happens when you're stuck in a cycle of lower energy, everyone you seem to meet seems to be of the same type of energy. Well, I need to pull myself out of that, pull myself away from that. And I need to see the world for all that is, but I need to start moving more towards what is right for me and less of what do they need. And this isn't selfish. This is because you're being pulled on a soul's desire. And it's so much better than where you were. But you don't know that until you get there. So you have to trust. You have to have faith, right? You have to have faith. You need to let go of control. You need to be willing to follow the signs when you see them. Trust your intuition. If you're overthinking it and overthinking it, be careful of what type of energy someone's putting on you that's keeping you in a confused state. Learn to center yourself even amongst the chaos. That light within you, that's the Hermit. Even amongst the chaos, I'm going to find the light. And that's what I move on. And that's exactly what the Hermit's doing. Hermit can see the right next step to take. It just so happens that the Chariot is underneath the Hermit. So I feel like the Hermit is emerging from this cave, understanding that You know, the only limits on life are the limits that I put upon it. You know, the Chariot says, go do what it is that you want to do. If something makes you feel good, follow it. You know what I mean? Spend a little time by yourself and learn to love yourself and to enjoy yourself. And sometimes when you're by yourself, it causes you to think a little deeper. And through that deep thinking, you start to really find your way out, find your way towards what all can be. Wow. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's interesting this King of Pentacles pops out, right? At the end, it feels like he's part of where you may end up. And this may just talk about the element of the person and someone who is, you know, who is not someone who's going to be asking you to borrow money. It's someone who feels good about working hard. It's a good supplier, you know, a good partner. You know, it is your neighbor also. So I feel like what it's just talking about is a period where what's ever coming towards you is much more of the light because you yourself are also. Let's read signs. Interesting reading. These kind of readings, I can't wait for your comments. You know, do I think everyone will get it? No. I think those who are meant to get it will get it in their time, though. That I do trust. Okay. This card is a message for you to pay close attention to the signs that come to you in answer to your prayers. These can include a song that you hear, words that you read, a sight that you see, a conversation that you overhear, and so forth. The possibilities are unlimited. Signs tend to repeat themselves until you notice them and take some form of action. However, it's also possible to notice one the first time it presents itself. As you listen to these signs, you get a sense of heaven's continuous participation in your life, which helps you feel safer and more loved. You can also pray for clarification if you don't understand a sign. After all, Mother Mary and the angels want to clearly communicate their love to you. Wow, how beautiful. How beautiful. So your reading is all about following the signs and being aware. And I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for allowing me to do your reading. I love these type of readings, though I know ultimately, well, you'll let me know. You'll let me know. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for everything, guys. Thank you. I'm eternally grateful for your support of my channel through donations, through your likes, your subscribes. Thank you and welcome. Your shares, all of that, your comments, all of that, all of that. So I just want to thank you, and you know, let's just make 2021, amongst everything that's going on for ourselves, let's make it one hell of a year, right? Let's see what, you know, someone's like, let's test divine. Let's see what can come in. And then be ready to be shocked. I don't know. I love you guys so much. I'm so happy you have this reading. I hope, you know, I feel like when you get it, it feels like a good day. I'm happy I did it. So I love you. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.